if you follow Justin like I have, strangely enough on LinkedIn of all platforms, you'll know that Justin delivers value on how to get creators, brand deals, that kind of thing, and really walks the walk. And so I'm really delighted to introduce his session, which is all about how to craft a sponsorship pitch no brand will ignore. I had to check. No brand will ignore.
Hey, it's Justin Moore, founder of Creator Wizard. Today we're going to be talking about how to craft a sponsorship pitch that no brand will ignore. I want to start off by reading you an email that my wife and I got a few years back. It said, "Hey Justin, great news. We're approved to move forward with our Harmony of the Seas opportunity. We're excited to have you on board our Barcelona ship sailing June 5th to the 7th and our launch sail in November in Fort Lauderdale to explore the newest ship to the Royal Caribbean family." Now, we're talking 18 decks, 15 restaurants, a crew of 2,100 people to run it. There is one person whose entire job is to sharpen the ice skates for the ice rink. Oh, and one more thing, the ultimate abyss, a 10-story water slide. You know, for my wife, April, and I, this was our absolute dream sponsorship. You know, they were offering to fly us to Spain to check out their new ship. And you're probably thinking, like, how the heck did you get that opportunity? But in order to tell you that story and to teach you how to get opportunities like that with your dream brand or your company to sponsor your podcast or your social media or your online business, we have to go back to the beginning. Because when I started out pitching brands as a creator, I sent messages that looked like this. "Oh, I love your brand. You want to collaborate?" Right? Like you probably can identify. I'm sure that you've sent a pitch like that at some point in your life. Remember, this is a safe space, so it's okay. I mean, everyone in this challenge has definitely sent a pitch like that, probably at one point in their life, right? See, back in 2009, when we first started on YouTube, influencer marketing was not a thing, okay? Just as a quick reminder of what was happening in the world in 2009, the most popular phone in the world was the iPhone 3G, which you could use to call your friends to ask them what time you were going to the theater to see the brand new movie Avatar. This is the original Avatar, by the way. And then when you got home from the movie, you would boot up your computer to watch the most popular YouTubers in the world, Ryan Higa, Smosh, and Fred. I'm definitely dating myself here, right? And, you know, even though I had an incredibly promising career as a makeup artist after doing the Boyfriend Does My Makeup challenge, I mean, look at that. I killed that look, right? I begged and I pleaded with April to let me try and get us some discounts for our honeymoon, right? You know, we had around 30,000 followers at that time, but I was just convinced that someone would see the value in giving us free stuff, at least free stuff in exchange for promo on our channel, right? And you know, April was pretty skeptical, but bless her heart, basically said, knock yourself out. So this is a dramatic reenactment of me in my cubicle when I still had a 9-to-5 job. It's not actually me. It kind of looks like me. But I was emailing hundreds of hotels in Asia, which is where we wanted to go. And when I say hundreds, I mean hundreds. And, you know, I was feeling pretty good about my chances, right? I mean, someone is going to jump at this marketing/business opportunity. Come on, you've done that, right? You've copied and pasted the same email, just like change out the brand name, change the name. Man, but you know, honestly, it was a rude awakening when a bunch of my messages got sent back as undeliverable, right? Actually, to add insult to injury, when I actually did get a response, it was, you know, no thanks, not interested. Or honestly, the worst of all, the salt in my wounds was just the crickets. I actually have a sound effect for that one, right? The crickets, right? Like come on, at least respond and tell me no. So by the end of that week, things were, well, they were not going well. But then something interesting happened. A hotel called Paradise Koh Yao in Phuket, Thailand responded. They'd give us the romantic candlelight dinner under the palms, the spa treatment for lovers, and my personal favorite, the tropical island picnic, even though the beach was kind of dirty. All we had to do was make one YouTube video about it. Right, so we're dancing over here. Here we were thinking that we got the deal of a lifetime, except for one tiny little detail. For the next 6 years, that YouTube video was one of the first results whenever anyone searched on YouTube for Phuket hotels. To date, it has 578,000 views. How much do you think that that was worth to the hotel? A lot, because that's when we realized how much power we have as creators. And it's not just about the video views. It's about telling a real story that people connect with. Something, by the way, that brands have a very hard time doing. So after that experience, I doubled down. I was ruthless. I would pitch any brand. I would cold email anyone, and I got better at it. I developed strategies. I would test which subject lines got higher open rates, and I'd switch up my approach. I treated it like a business. And one of the most interesting things that I learned was that the big brands, the ones that have the big budgets, are not working with creators directly. They've hired security. That's right. It's their advertising agency, their PR agency, their influencer agency's job to protect them from things like your crappy pitch. But if you properly introduce yourself and you get on their radar with a compelling illustration of what you can bring to the table for their client, well, the next time they have an opportunity to fly you to Spain to ride on the maiden voyage of their frickin' awesome new cruise ship, they're going to think of you. Oh, and there's one more thing that I forgot to mention about this Royal Caribbean deal. They also paid us $20,000. So in the rest of our time today, I'm going to walk you through how my wife April and I have made over $4 million working with brands today. And not only that, I'm going to share how I've helped hundreds of other creators who have gone on to earn millions more through an influencer marketing agency that I ran. Okay. And I'm talking tactics that you can take away and start using in your creator business today to make more money. Are we ready? You ready for this? Okay. But first, I got to address you right there. Yeah. On the other end of that screen right there. I guarantee that you might be thinking, well, you know, Justin, I'm not an influencer. I don't have a big following on social media. I don't get a lot of views or downloads, or I don't have that many subscribers on my newsletter. You know, my content or my community is just too niche. Right? No brands would ever want to work with me. This just isn't going to work for me. Well, let me quickly tell you the story of my friend Mike. See, a very successful major phone company had approached my influencer marketing agency with a problem. They knew that their products resonated with people in the FIRE community, you know, financial independence, retirement early, but they were struggling to find unique creators who spoke to that audience. So we went out there, we did some digging, and we found Mike. At the time, he had less than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Less than 1,000 subscribers. But do you want to know the reason the brand got so excited about working with him? It's because Mike didn't just talk about budgeting. He talked about budgeting for active duty military. That was his niche. Let me say that again. Active duty military. So the brand was thrilled. They were stoked to pay him, and they didn't care at all how many followers he had. You want to know why? It's because they turned around and they used that awesome video that he made, and they ran a bunch of ads to reach other people like him. Powerful. See, I used to think that brand deals were unpredictable. You know, they're awesome when you can get them, but you can never really rely on that income because you never know when the next opportunity is going to land in your inbox, right? And that really sucks because according to a recent study, 68% of creators say that brand collaborations are their single largest revenue stream. You're probably thinking, Justin, that sample size is kind of small. 526 creators, really? Okay, fine. Here's another study with a sample of 2,000, and this one says 77.3%. So wouldn't it be nice if we could make this giant bucket of money into a predictable income source? Well, the good news is that it's predictable if you make it predictable. So I've created a framework called the sponsorship wheel. And by actively, consistently monitoring how many brands you are interacting with at each of these stages, you will never wonder again when and where your next brand deal will come from. And by the way, there's a reason that these steps are not listed out in a horizontal timeline, because when you get to step 8, you have to start all over again, pitch the same brand that you just worked with on your next idea. So regardless of whether you already have inbound deal flow, if you want to create consistent income from sponsorships and keep this wheel spinning, that requires sustained pitching. Which means that as creators, we all have a common enemy. Our common enemy is our empty sent folder. See, your inbox is something that you have absolutely no control over. Whether a brand or an agency decides to reach out to you today or next week or never, that is simply out of your hands. But every single email right here in your sent folder, you have full control over and represents a new opportunity to absolutely blow a brand's mind with a unique and creative and mutually beneficial and lucrative sponsorship proposal. Okay, so now that I've convinced you that pitching is a worthwhile thing to do, you're in the 7-day pitch challenge after all, let's talk about how to craft a killer pitch that no brand will ignore. And I want to make sure you get your money's worth. So I'm going to give you an excerpt from my course, actually. It's called Brand Deal Wizard. This is a pitching method that I teach. It's called the ROPE method. So R stands for relevant to a campaign that they're either working on currently or have run in the past. O stands for organic, meaning that you can tie your pitch back to content that you've already published that illustrates that your audience has affinity for their brand or their product or their service. P stands for proof, so you can show how you've helped other brands achieve results. And E stands for easy to execute when they say yes. Okay, so let's pretend that we're pitching Starkist tuna. Okay, so substitute this with any company, by the way, SaaS brand, whatever dream brand, dream company that you have. Let's try out this pitch. Hi, I absolutely love your brand, and I'm curious, would you like to collaborate? What do you think the brand's reaction is going to be when you send them that pitch? What do you think their reaction is going to be? It's going to be right? It's a total snore fest. That's what every single creator says to them. Is that interesting in any way? Well, let's check the ROPE method, why don't we? Is this campaign, or is this pitch relevant to a campaign that they're working on? No. Does this tie back to organic content that you've already posted? No. Have you shown them any proof that you're credible? Definitely not. And easy to execute? Well, if the brand or the agency responded and said, oh yeah, sounds great, let's do this, what are you gonna do? You didn't pitch anything to them. So instead, why don't we do a little research, okay? And I do not care whether you are on Instagram or not. Instagram is a research tool. Wow, interesting. Last May, Starkist was talking about the Mediterranean Diet Month. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and make an organic post talking about the Mediterranean Diet Month before we pitch them. We're going to get a bunch of amazing comments, engagement, right? And then you send them this. Hey, Stacey.
If you're enjoying this session, don't forget to hit the thumbs up or like button, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Now, it would be wonderful if you could leave a comment, some supportive, positive comment for the speaker, because they will definitely read the comments here on YouTube. Thanks.
This. Hey, Stacey, I noticed that last spring, Starkist was touting the benefits of the Mediterranean diet. I've also been posting about its benefits recently, and my audience is hungry for more. Come on. I'm just gonna do it, right? So I would love to do 3 TikToks showcasing Starkist recipes that fit this plan. I can shoot, sorry, that I had to do the joke drum. I lost my train of thought there. Come on, appreciate the joke, come on. Do 3 TikToks showcasing Starkist recipes that fit this plan. I can shoot and publish within 10 days. I'll grant paid media usage rights through the end of the year. Happy to share insights from a recent campaign with California Olive Ranch that drove significant awareness as well. Thoughts? Well, let's go through the ROPE checklist, right? Is this relevant to a campaign that they're working on? Well, probably, right? See, most creators think that, brands reinvent the wheel every year with their marketing strategies, and that could not be further from the truth. They just dust off the same old playbook from last year and they run it again. So honing in on a campaign that they love, they ran it after all, you're going to instantly stand out and be relevant to them. How about organic? Well, see that blue link right there? That's where you linked that post that you did strategically. They can click through, they can see your amazing, production quality. They can learn more about your personality. They can learn more about your audience, right? You are not linking them your main social media profile or your channel page or your main podcast page or whatever. They're not going to watch 15 of your videos or listen to 15 of your podcasts. They're going to watch 30 seconds of one of them and be like, yeah, okay, this person seems like a good fit. Or no, instant no. So your organic content will convince them that you already have affinity, that your audience already has affinity for their brand, which is critical. How about proof? Well, you're telling them that you just did a deal with another brand in a similar category. Don't you think they're going to want to know how that campaign turned out? At the very least, to get some non-proprietary competitive intel? Heck yeah. How about easy to execute? Well, duh, you just told them exactly what you do for them, right? Now, you might be thinking, okay, yeah, but Justin, what if they don't want to do this exact thing that I'm pitching? Well, I can almost guarantee you that that's what's going to happen. They're going to say, oh, wow, this is a really cool idea. We're not actually activating on that platform right now, but how about this instead, right? Can you make a post on this other platform? That's the priority for us right now. And so the point is that you gave them something tangible that they could react to. So yeah, this is easy to execute. And if you're sitting here thinking like, this seems like so much work, I already feel like I'm on a content hamster wheel trying to appease the social media algorithm gods. I don't have time for this, right? I joined the 7-day pitch challenge because I wanted to have an easy, simple solution here. Well, let me give you some cold, hard truth, okay? 2009, Justin would have said the same thing. Because I had to send 100 of these crappy pitches to get 1 or 2 responses. This was like the spray and pray approach, right? Contrast that with Justin of today, where if I put in the time to do research on a brand, and I'm talking 15 to 20 minutes max per pitch, I will receive a response more than 50% of the time. Let me say that again. 15 to 20 minutes of research, I will get a response more than 50% of the time. And I know that seems insane, but I am not making this stuff up. Molly says, since I started the rope method, my success rate in pitching has skyrocketed and brands are offering to pay me way more than they were before. So what do you think the big takeaway is here? Why are brands willing to pay Molly more when she uses the rope pitching method? Well, it's because it's not about you. See, this is the challenge that every brand is faced with. Their entire business fails if they cannot figure out creative ways to access their ideal customers. They have to cross this giant chasm every single day. How's the brand going to do it? Well, they could try to jump across and risk plummeting to their death, or they could choose the safer option, which is you, because you are the bridge. And by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, but you probably painstakingly built this bridge with your bare hands over many years, right? Publishing over and over, commenting, replying, engaging. And so are you going to let any random brand or company cross over your bridge? No, and you're most certainly not going to let them cross over your bridge for free. No, they got to pay you for that privilege. And by the way, it's not just the bridge that you're charging for. It's that big old brain of yours, because when you craft a pitch that is rooted in research, a deep understanding of what makes your audience tick, and you're illustrating how you can help them accomplish their marketing objectives, they're going to instantly think, wow, this is not just another creator. And in fact, you're not just a creator. You're a consultant. Actually, you're a production company in a box. You're the creative team. You're the camera crew. You edit the content. You distribute the content. And Oh, by the way, you market the content. And if the brand doesn't hire you, they have to go out there and hire a production company, actors and actresses to star in the content, hire someone to edit the content, and then, when they finish the content, they have to pay Facebook and Instagram and YouTube to run the dang ad. So the next time that you're feeling imposter syndrome, nervously hovering over the send button, about to send that pitch, remember that you have the power. Because the point of a pitch is not to get the deal. Huh? What? Let me say that again. The point of a pitch is not to get the deal. I have done literally thousands of sponsorships at this point, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek behind the scenes of how paid creator campaigns actually come together. Are you ready for this? When you send your pitch on random May 4th and the brand says, "I'm sorry, we're not working with creators on any paid campaigns right now." What they didn't tell you was that they just finished recruitment for their summer campaign a few days ago. Well, that sucks. And see, this is where most creators give up. They think, oh man, the brand hates me. I suck. My pitch sucked, right? You turn inward. When in reality, there was no way that you could have known that they had just finalized the creators for their next campaign. But we absolutely cannot give up here, because what happens? On May 26th, the brand is going to have their next budget meeting where they try to finalize all of their plans and allocate how much money each different department gets. At that meeting, the executive team is going to ask the head of marketing, hey, how much money are you allocating to our TikTok strategy for the summer campaign? And the marketing team is going to look at each other like, oh crap, we don't have a TikTok strategy. And they realize that in order to appease their executive team, they need to reassess their strategy. And then boom, here you come, you parachute into their inbox on June 10th with an amazing article from Adweek with case studies of how other brands in their category are killing it with short form content. You say, oh, thought you might find this interesting. So then that article circulates amongst their marketing team and they're like, we need to call a meeting with our internal team to talk about this article that Justin sent. We got to get our act together on TikTok. Boom, July 17th, you hit him again with an organic mention on, let's say, TikTok with a little, keyword little, shout out to their brand or their product. Thought your team might enjoy this. August 14th, the brand's going to have an all hands marketing meeting now where they talk about the results and the learnings from the summer campaign. Ooh, nice. Okay. Boom, September 1st. Now you pitch them again with a slightly revised version of your initial pitch. And they're going to say, thank you so much. This is really useful. We'll definitely be in touch. And then silence. Oh, man, really? And then September 20th, when they finally get the green light from their CFO to increase their budget to include TikTok on their fall marketing campaign. And surprise, surprise, who do you think they're going to reach out to? They're going to reach out to this creator who gave up way back here, right? No, they're going to reach out to you because you were at the forefront of their minds for the last 4 months providing value. So what I hope you see by now is that when a brand ghosts you or a brand says no, it's not no. It's not yet. And the point of a pitch is not just to get the deal. The pitch is step 1 of the wheel. So if you're looking to make more money, looking to learn more about how you can create your own sponsorship wheel, you should join my newsletter. I share new videos and tips every single week for free, actually multiple times a week. But probably the most important reason that you should subscribe is because I send you paid sponsorship opportunities every single week for free. Like here are brands that are looking to collaborate with creators. Click here and apply, right? I have a mission to help creators big and small land 1 million sponsorships by 2032. So if you want to be one of them, just go to creatorwizard.com/join.
And that's it. The session is done. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, comment on the video. It really is appreciated to see all the engagement that we get alongside these videos. And of course, if you want to continue to watch these videos after the 48 hours of Creator Day, you can sign up for the Creator Meetup. The link is in the description, as well as the coupon code, and you can go and grab all of the replays and join us for our monthly networking and the other various activities that happen inside of the Creator Meetup. Thank you so much for the speakers, and we'll see you in the next session.